Good morning, truck fans! Yeah, Sunday Slotcast sessions, our best time of the week. We are here, dish, 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 ready to chat about some slot car action from the week past and maybe the week ahead. Who knows? But stay tuned. We've got amazing stuff coming up today. I never like to disclose things on the thumbnails because I like to reward you loyal, regular viewers of the channel every Sunday. Slotcast sessions, me, Pete Brown. While you're here and while you're fresh, hit the like button. Maybe subscribe. That really helps. But today we're going to go through topical Slotcast Scalextric stuff. It's going to be epic. So I have got an exclusive interview for you later. A good chat between me and Simon Owen, the head of brand at Scalextric. So it's the first proper interview after the sale of Scalextric. So to quash all the Chinese rumors or the whispering or the chats at the water cooler, as they say in corporate world, we've got it here. I'm asking him questions, the ones that you want to know. So stay tuned. We're going to get to that a little bit later this morning. It's a good 15-minute chat. Gives me a little bit of break to go and get a coffee. So then, how are you all doing? Whew, what a morning. What a day yesterday. We'll come to that because I was out on the road whilst the War Office is away in Australia seeing a brother. I am out and about on the slot car attack. Yes. Beautiful. A large circle in front of me. 1 second. No, it looks fine to me, Tara. Right. Gotta get off there. Gotta get out of there quick because I'm not allowed to watch live TV. Yeah, just you, Tara, says Slotar. So, right, let's get on. Let's say hello. I've got mega stuff to show you today. Mega stuff. You've got to stay tuned for this. Right then. So, in at 8 o'clock. A lot of you, actually. A lot of you. Right, start at 8 because that's when I should have been here. Oh, we start at Lucy for Raceway. Morning, Slotheads and Pete. I'm not a slothead. I feel robbed. Right, I'm taking my slot cars and I'm going to play somewhere else. Dear. Good morning, Rob. Good morning. Rob is having a barn sale at the moment. Woo, it's on fire. So if you want to check that out, hit Rob up. But there is a plethora of hard to find, rare as rocking horse proverbial. Got you. You thought I was going to swear. Proverbial GT40s, the Ford, fix or repair daily. I mean, Ford GT40s. If you want the back catalogue, hit Rob up. He is in a one-time rarity out in them, and they're literally all of them, like most of them. All right, in fairness, but you can literally, if you like the Ford GT40, hit up the Rob because he's probably got the one you're missing or the three you're missing. But be prepared because you got to pay. Right, good morning, Des. Good morning, Slotter. And Tara is here. Good morning, Mark. Mark has been up since the crack of dawn to watch the Grand Prix. And congratulations to the winner. No, I couldn't do it to you. I'm not going to do that to you. I don't know who's won anyway. You could tell me Michael Schumacher's won and I'll probably believe you. Or what's his name? Brad Pitt has won, racing for team, whatever it was on the film F1. Brilliant film. If you're a petrol head and you're into your F1, that is actually a complimentary film. Yeah, possibly a little bit lemonade at times, but it's still a good bit of entertainment and I like it. Fox and Walls, yes. Good morning, Fox and Walls. Right, I have got yours and Slot Car 2021's envelopes ready to go with the stickers in them. And I almost wrote an address on there, but I thought I haven't sent to that address in about a year, maybe a year and a half. So if you could WhatsApp me a message later, and you, Paul, just to let me know what your current address is, and I will write the address on it today, and I will post it tomorrow because I'm off work for this week. Get in there. I tell you, my sales manager was not, it was all right because it's my legal right to have holiday, but he wasn't having it. He's like, my sales manager's chomping at the bit to get like, success. Yeah, we're going to hit the ground running. And I'm like, you do know I'm off next week, don't you, Peter, in this grand scheme of world domination? He's like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. These little games we play. Andy and Ray. Oh, Ruben and Andy. Nice to see you yesterday at the Mag Fans Day and Track Fans. Dazza is in the house. Are you in the break or are you in the house? Robbo, how you doing? Good morning, Rob. Good morning, my friend. Man alive. I hope you're feeling better because I've heard you're on the ropes a little bit this week. Stand by. You never know what might happen in the next few days. But yeah, I hope you're feeling better, mate. I mean, honestly, it's no good being under the weather. It's a bit rubbish. I think we should just get it close, yeah? This is, for those who don't know, who are just tuning into the show and wondering why I'm like with certain words, is because every time I swear on this show, I give £1 to charity. Normally it's children's hospitals like Birmingham or somewhere like that, Alder or Great Ormond Street, whatever. But just for the interim, it will be the Poppy Appeal because we're doing this amazing thing where Tara from 1 in 32 scale strictly figures is giving us for raffle prize this puppy. So you can see indoors up there. Let's see if the battery works. No, that one is dead. Anyway, you get the house or the merch store, as it were. Look at that. That is proper. I'm just going to pop this back here, safe. I'll tell you, I'm literally being so careful with this. And then here is the base of the inside. So you can actually plant this next to your track and have it like one of those little pop-up merch stores that you see up and down the walkways. But if you think, you know, this has been painted by pretty much the best person in the business, and topically, it's being managed by my right-hand man, Pat. And we are going to talk about our friend Pat in a little while. Not now. So what we're doing with that store there, is we're running. Do you remember this? The raffle tickets. So as you can see, a whole load of them have already been sold with people's names on the back, like Yanto or Max from the Smokeworks restaurant in Cambridge. So if you're in the Cambridge area, Essex area, even Bedfordshire area to a stretch, like St Neots or something, and you want a good bit of grub, you've got to go over to see Max at the Smokeworks restaurant in Cambridge. Absolutely. He did these hot dogs yesterday. Oh my God. No, they're not hot dogs. They're gourmet dogs. I tell you, this Cumberland was, it gave me the energy, the protein I needed to go on the track with Ruben and beat him. I think it's the first time I beat the little co-host in about 150 years, but I beat him. He beat me first, obviously, just to remind me where I come from. But then I'd had Max's hot dog protein through the roof. And he goes, do you want the spicy one or the regular? I was like, regular one. And then about an hour later, I saw Doug like chafing. Like, I was like, what are you doing, Doug? He goes, oh, that is spicy, that hot dog. I'm glad I didn't do it, or there'd be no show this morning. They'd be doing pipe work. Oh, Yanto. Good man, Yanto's here. He was out with the Sneaky Beakies yesterday and he survived it. Good. I think it was the intro slap from the green jacket that put him in that put the tone. The O and the N is missing from your keyboard. Oh, and N is missing from the keyboard. That is a tricky one, that is, mate. Oh, you got to tell me to put the comments on the screen. Seriously, I mean, kind of welfare stream is this? There you go, guys. So I didn't take it. Yanto, not Yanto, Tara, we have sold some tickets yesterday at MagFans Open Day. So I sent you the money by PayPal and a breakdown of who's who. I can't be trusted with the money, to be fair. This was good to see Steve yesterday as well. That was great. And Stuart, good morning, my friend. How you doing? And a shout out to the silent watchers. Roger, my dad, kindly gifted the channel 20 memberships last week. That is incredible. And then we had what's his name? Slot car geezer come in on the Wednesday members chat. That was members live stream. That was good. Brilliant. Right, we're just racing through the comments. Just so, hey, Albert is here. Oh, okay. 1 second. You are right. Check, check, check. How does that microphone sound? Is that any better? I'm going to go straight to the bottom of the comments. Just wait for the mic check. Mic check. It was actually, well done, Slotar. It was actually programmed to the keyboard microphone rather than this beauty. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. I will send something appropriate to you this week. Can someone let me know when Easter weekend is, please? Just need to know what we're doing. How are we doing, Pete? Good question. I think my head left his head in the boozer. Yeah, technical issue. Yeah, bingo is coming in hot there. Slot car bingo for anyone watching. We have a series of issues like no mic, tech issues, internet failure, software crash, personnel problematic. So, you know, it can go on. Did I see Slot Car 2021 pop up? Yes, Paul. WhatsApp me your address. Fox and Walls are WhatsApp me their addresses, and we're going to get on. Go to Max's place. Slotar went there for a stag do, one of his favorite places to eat, even before he knew Max. Wow. So there you go. That is a testimonial, right? Because before he even knew Max was into slot cars, he went to that gaff to eat. Nice. That says it all, really. Hello. Hello, Ben. How you doing, my friend? Good morning to you. And Janu, good morning. He's off to bed for a sleep. What? Oh, lightweight. Slack. Mark Petch is in here. He was up as well. And you're like half his age, Janu. Come on. Good, I like have to F1 shaming. First weekend in April for... Okay, cool. So, yeah, I got time. Well, fortunately, I mean, Albert, Wilf and Raymond aren't watching this, but I might have already got the Easter eggs in so that there's no disappointment. So it's just working out a time to get there for the 3rd of April or before it. Brilliant. April 5th and 6th, Pete, for Easter. I keep getting like the dates are going. First weekend. I thought you said first, then the 3rd, then the 6th. Right, we got that bit cheeky. Yeah, I know. I mean, to be fair, he's actually a quarter of your age, but I was being polite. You know, he's only 39. Oh, I'm going to be running around the slot festival in May, avoiding Petchy. Okay. Right. So, I tell you what, right? Let's have a little bit of humor first. So, you see this? Yeah, see this, right? Who's got one of these pieces on their track? Be it, I know this is a Scalextric piece, but who has actually got one of these pieces for their track? Okay, and you all know what happens when you get this on your track, and especially when there's more than one of me playing. There's 2 of you, 3 of you. You get this on your track, right? It literally carnage, right? So it's carnage. Put a pound in the pot. I didn't swear. Maybe in yam language, I swore, damn it. But all right, mate. All right. I'm doing a mega check later. All right. So tot it up. Right. Anyway, the reason I'm showing you this, right, because I got this this clip to show you here. Oh, superb. Right. So okay. So if you think you've driven on this before, right? I never saw this before. I've never seen this before. It's going to blow your mind. Check this out. All right, here we go. Oh! I mean, seriously. Come on, like, where's the crash? Boo! It's so close. Oh, hilarious. Hilarious. That is hilarious. Right, but so there you go. Never again will we look at this in the same way. Why can't I drive like that? You know, I do. I watch out, and then someone's like, boom, in the side of me. It's like the best fun you ever had. So yeah, so I just thought I'd share that. Hilarious. I know it's not slot car. But sue me. I was having fun. Oh my word, that is so funny. Right, I've taken it away now. So okay, let's get on with it. We've got a show here to get on with. So let's do that from the outset. Beautiful. Right then. So God, doesn't time fly? Time flies for wildfire. So it is pretty much the anniversary of our great friend Pat passing away. So I was listening to Marty Ford's interview with Dave Kennedy on the way back from MagFans yesterday as a like a podcast, because you know they're not. I say this in the most polite way I can. It's not a visual podcast. It's two guys having a chat about things, so you can listen to it. You don't have to watch it. So I stayed legal, but I've took an extract from that video, and I think it sums it up perfectly in the context of how we see friendship within the slot car hobby. So let me play this for you, and then we'll come back and we'll say a couple of words.
I go back and I watch that video, and I
apologize for the audio.
I feel like my channel's come so far in a short period of time, but it's because I've met some of my best friends in my entire life in the last 4 or 5 years because of the hobby, and a handful of them I've never met in person.
Right.
Which is just something that's hard to wrap your mind around.
Yeah.
But, you know.
So that says it all, really, doesn't it? I've met some of my best friends within the hobby, and I've never met them in person. I mean, talk about cheers. Sums it up perfectly, Marty. And our kid was one of them. So 1 year on, love to the family, total respect to the family, and total respect to the Aussie Slot Car Live. Pat, sorry, I'm thinking about Pat, beg your pardon. Dick, Shane, and Shane, Hub, as we nickname him, for taking a moment recently on their road trip and going to see Katie and the family and having another race on the track. I'm actually choking up a little bit here. So, but anyway, look, I don't want to dwell on it. Like I said in the tribute show that was this time last year, go find this thumbnail if you want to find out who Pat was, what he meant, and why he made a difference. That episode, that video will sum it up in a heartbeat. He is a void that can't be filled. And, you know, and I think this is the challenge with analog hobbies, is it is a void that, you know, we're going to see, you know, more of this moving forward. So long live everyone, and rest in peace, Pat. And we'll move slightly on to give a shout out to the new breed, the young track fans, the people that Pat used to inspire through the absolute mayhem craziness of his videos. He used to bring an element of watchability, likability, fun factor to a very sometimes dry, old hobby. Well done, Pat. And young track fans, step it up. We've got a hobby to do, so let's shout you out. Firstly, Albert, Wilf and Ray, because you're in the chat right now. Secondly, because I met you yesterday again, Jacob and Benji Edwards. Jake, and Benji Edwards, that is. Oh, man, it was cool to see you guys yesterday at your dad and the Mag fans day out. I saw you guys. You were looking good. Racing like complete and utter demons as well. I dare you two got the racing gene. Your dad hasn't got it. You two have got it. So next time you race your dad on the track, put some chewits on it and you're going to win. So no, well done, guy. Lovely to see you boys yesterday. Totally. So good morning, guys. Good morning, Eleanor. Good morning, Liam. Good morning, Lewis. Good morning, Rowan. Good morning, Jack. Good morning, Ruben. Totally cool to see you as well yesterday, co-host extraordinaire. My guy, he was hustled me on the track again, but we won't dwell too much on that. Good morning, Elliot. Good morning, Mia. Good morning, Ford, the youngest track fan out there right now. Good morning, Ford. Good morning, Owen. Good morning, Mason and Charlotte. Good morning, Leo up in Nottingham. Good morning, Cam in the West Midlands. Cam, are you coming over to see us at the UK Slot Festival? I'm going to call your dad, Simon, later and rough him up a bit, see what he's doing. Good morning, Jacob, up in North Staffs. Say hello to your dad, Mark, for us. Good morning, Emily. Good morning, George in Oxford. Say hello to Lionel. Drag him out of his pit. Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, CJ, Hazel and Sienna Rose up in the Stilton and Peterborough area. Good morning, Archie, Maskin and Teddy over at Brecon and in the Valleys. Your granddad, Robbie Williams, is somewhat the celebrity these days. Good morning, Raymond. Oh, I've already said good morning to you. Double hit. Well done. Good morning, Stanley. Good morning, Sophia, Logan, Bailey, and Emily. Good morning to you all, young track fans, new and old. Good morning, everyone. Right then. So, what have we got then? Breaking news. Okay. It sounds like it could almost be time. Yes. So, we've got now an exclusive interview with Simon Owen, where he kindly comes on the show into the recording studio to have a good chinwag with me 1 week exactly from the announcement that Scalextric has been sold. But before I get to those, let's just have a go. Paul, go fishing for a slot car. That is right. That is Pat fishing for Revo slots. Yeah. And some tributes coming into Pat here, where he might walk around his garage later with a chainsaw. Well, yeah, I don't recommend that to young track fans anywhere. Do not use the chainsaw unless your adult is holding it with you. Do not do it. Disclaimer, red alert. Woo! Do not use the chainsaw. Do go fishing, though, for slot cars. Heard potatoes are good bait for slot car fishing. Yeah, it's all coming out now, isn't it? Brilliant. Back soon. Thank you, Pete. No worries, Hub. You take it easy, mate. Enjoy your dinner. That is a good point. Hub, before you go, what time is it in Melbourne, please, or anyone? Ruben hustled Steve flying around the track. He loved it. It was great. Yeah, what he did, right, was Ruben figured out that the red lane, there was a little issue with the bridge because you're using F1 cars, the length of them, they're not really good on inclines unless it's a really smooth bad boy. And let's put it this way, it must have been warm in there because you had some flex on the track. So on the red track, you come around with the F1 Armico, or however you pronounce that, and you come round, and because it lost contact, it just goes straight off the edge of the track. It's like, no! And co-host extraordinaire clocked onto this, didn't he? So he dominated green lane and cleaned up. Yeah, we're watching you. We're watching you, Rope. And I know he's in bed sleeping off his victory success, but when you get up, yeah, we're on to you. Anyway, right. So 7:30 now. Right. Okay, cool. I've just got to work out what time it is where the War Office is, and then polish off an excuse as to why I haven't rung it yet. Well, I'm on the show, darling, if you're watching this. I doubt you're watching this, but if you are, love you, babe. There you go. I'm out of the doghouse for at least 2 hours until I put in the ring. Got to go for food. Well, you're not really selling it to us, are you? Here, we're all starving here. Unless your slot eyes getting banjos delivered straight to the shed. Rob Sale's got a live feed in from Sue. Here comes his sausage and egg sandwich. I mean, seriously, it's like wind us up here. Right, let's get on with it because we have got a mega interview here. First one since the sale. I had a list of questions. Let's just watch it and see what happens, okay? But before we get into that, I just got a little bit of a funny clip to show you because I thought to myself, if you listen to the internet, oh no, that's the wrong one. All right, we'll get rid of that one. Oh yeah. Here we go. All right, if you believe the internet, this is what's going to happen. Hey Simon, how you doing?
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, just about. You're a little... Right, just give us a mic check. There's the volume on that interview there. Did the volume sound all right? I just want to do it some justice. So give us a mic check on what you heard there. Volume a bit low. Okay, cool. All right. Bit laggy. How's that?
Oh,
Turn
okay.
it up. Oh, that's good. That's good.
We better?
Yeah, can dig that. How's that, doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. We're excited. Like big news. You broke the internet last week. All right, it's on full blast. So I've got some questions for you and some viewers' questions and stuff like that. But before we get in, how was America last week?
Yeah, it was good, thank you. I spent most of the week with Professor Motor, who are our new USA distributor. For you and for your listeners, you may not be aware, we moved away from having the US office at the end of last year, and are now working with a number of distributors across all of our brands. And for Scalextric, Professor Motor are our guys. And it was a really good trip, really, really fruitful. I think we'll be able to do some really good business with them, and they're looking to expand how they offer our products across the United States. And yeah, really, really, really good meeting, really good session. They're really good guys. And any American consumers who are concerned over lack of product at the moment out in the States, that I think is going to be a short-lived issue. Excellent.
So how long has it taken then to sort of go from the process of going, right, we might need to sell the brand to signing the line? What's the process time?
Well, for a start, I don't think there was ever a decision that we need to sell the brand. That wasn't the case.
Oh, sorry,
it was a case that when, I get what you mean. It's all right. It's when the Hornby Hobbies as a group came off of the stock exchange, and it became a private business rather than a public one. The chap whose name is Mark Brown reached out to, I believe, our previous owners, which would be Castle Now Investment Group or Phoenix. Regarding potentially purchasing, and I don't really know when that was. I mean, I became aware of this a little while ago, potentially, actually not that long ago, not long ago at all, really, sort of just start of the year. And I don't think it's taken that long. I think a few months. I'm not really sure. I haven't been involved in the backgrounds to it. I manage the brand day to day. I don't manage its worth and all that sort of bits and pieces with a potential buyer. So you didn't get any shares? No. Well, we don't have shares anymore. We're not. Well, the rest of the business isn't public, so unfortunately, there are no shares to have. Okay, so is it completely now owned by the Purbeck people? So standalone. So Purbeck Capital is basically a company set up by Mark to run or manage that top bit of Scalextric. So we are completely separate, but we are still, as a brand, going to be ran by the same people as before, out of the same building, using the same shared services and shared resource and bits and pieces like that. So on a day-to-day basis for retailers and for consumers, there is no difference. Even for me, actually, day-to-day, I have a different boss who I'm meeting for the first time next week, but there is no difference. So I've been emailing him. he's
You're gonna have to
exciting.
wash your t-shirt for that,
Well, maybe I'd even wear a shirt. Who knows? But I'm really excited about it, and everyone here is excited about it, just purely because it's somebody who's bought Scalextric because he loves it and he thinks it's a great brand. He wants to see where we can take it and what we can do with it. So he seems, I'm sure he is, but he seems to me when I've spoken to him, a very, very approachable and really nice guy. So we've been emailing back and forth, and that's been very pleasurable and great. So, I think people are understandably concerned when they heard the news, or an American company has bought Scalextric. What's going to happen? Yeah. I think actually people should just be excited. As ever, I think this will take time for anything to happen and for changes to really obviously be made. But someone's bought us who is an enthusiast, is a fan. So what more could you hope for?
That's the biggest takeaway, I think, because I'll speak out loud about my own opinion. And it is voiced by some others as well. I won't disclose them, but when you had an investor join Hornby a few years ago, there was a little bit of concern about looking at the bottom line and then just discarding it as a lost runner. But what you just said, from my point of view, is the jewel in the crown. It's been bought by somebody who loves Scalextric.
Yeah, so, he sent me imagery of his track at his house in America, and cars, and and
we haven't had it on Track Focus. What's this about?
Yeah, and he the track he runs, by the way, it isn't just a little figure of 8 on the floor. It's big, and it has aftermarket controllers, and it's 4 lane. So it's not like I'm a Scalextric fan because I've got a couple of sets at the top of my wardrobe.
Figure of 8.
Yeah, he's invested in it, which is what we want, and we want somebody as well who is going to understand the brand, understand what it can do, and take it to different places as well. We shouldn't be scared of Scalextric as seeing what else we can do with our brand name and our presence and all that sort of stuff, because it is a strong brand name.
It is. I think that is just refreshing to hear that someone who loves it has bought it, as opposed to someone buying it buying into a football club because over time it could make money. He's bought it because he sees that there is a future in this hobby for sure. Is everything going to stay?
I think actually it's exactly like somebody buying into a football club. I think it's exactly like somebody who's bought their childhood favorite club and is looking to ensure its survival and also a bit to thrive as well. And he sees potential to get it back to where it should be. So that's actually quite a good analogy for this. And I think if you're a fan of that club, you should see it as a really positive thing that this person's come in and has seen the possible potential in it, likes what it's doing at the moment, sees the extra potential and wants to invest and be that person to bring it further forward.
I've got to ask, in some of those emails that you've shared to date, obviously not going to disclose everything, but is he putting in recommendations already for sort of cars and ideas and things like this?
No, and I think that's the measure of who he is. I think that, that would... he's welcome to. Mark, if you're watching this, mate, and there's a car you want us to do, let me know.
Good recovery.
We'll do it. But no, I think he is his background, as I'm sure lots of people have Googled, is somebody that was for quite a period CEO of a massive American drinks conglomerate that brought some of many people's favorite sort of more high-end spirits to the table and really been successful at everything he's touched. So he'll want to use that experience of understanding how to build a company from one thing to another, and I'm sure we'll come in. Whether we'll get down the nitty-gritty of what cars we're doing, what tyre compounds we use, I don't know. This is still very new for us as well, but we'll have to
track, see. So I've got a couple of questions from the viewers. One was talking, you mentioned to Marty Ford, Sterling class, world class act he is, that you're certain and developing some new, or bringing back some old school. Are you bringing back any like new track pieces and stuff to?
Yeah, we already are this year. We already have brought back the skid chicane, and providing that sells, providing that's popular, then we will bring other pieces back as well.
Track.
Pardon?
Is that out now?
It's announced now. It's out later this year. It was part of our range launch in January. Yeah. So providing that sells well, then we will do some other bits and pieces, and we'll see how we get on. Everything's got to be commercially underlined. If people want track pieces and we do one and no one buys it, then we won't do any more. But we'd like to, yes. We understand that people think back to their Scalextric days of the 70s and 80s, they had a lot more sort of enjoyable, fun track pieces, whereas our track pieces now are much more to do with racing rather than knocking each other off and that sort of thing. So, yeah, I'm sure we'll see some more.
That kind of leads nicely into the next question, which was about software development. So we know you've got Arc Pro.
Yep.
So I'm just calling everything Pro for digital in the new wave.
Yep.
So there isn't an Air, there isn't a whatever. It's all Pro if it's digital. Is that right?
No. So what used to be Scalextric Arc Pro, we used to call it Scalextric Digital Arc Pro, which is too much of a mouthful. Now, if it's what used to be digital, so wireless hand controllers, 6 cars on 1 lane, that is Pro. Scalextric World GT stays as it is. That's still a version of our standard set, because it's not bar the wireless hand controllers on the app. It's still essentially the same old Scalextric, which is great, but it's still 1 car per lane. Whereas if you want to go the whole hog and have a mega layout, then really you want to take our Pro version, which is a bit more involved.
I agree with that. And then just the last question from the viewers. And by the way, feedback from this year's car selection, very good. Last year's was good. I thought they got a work cut out here. And then this year, very, very good indeed. Again, I don't want to sound like I sound surprised, because you guys are good at what you do. But yeah, you smashed it again.
Thanks.
So
the transit and trailer's gone down very well. That is absolutely flying for us on pre-orders. So I am pleasantly surprised as to how popular that has been, which is great. Which is absolutely great. So
immensely popular.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorites. I was like,
that's pretty cool.
Trailer. Brilliant. So one other thing was, with the track development, is there the possibility that you might switch to stainless as a rail, as opposed to?
We haven't looked at that at the moment. We may do. That's a real side of the dev side of things where I do sit on the marketing side, but that hasn't something we've really discussed at the moment. But it's certainly something we can look into. And
the other thing was clips. Like, could you invent some clips that hold the track together? Because a lot of people, when they do multi-car racing, it gets bashed around and it sort of moves, and we understand that, but it's just, if you got something to hold them together, maybe. I don't know. I'm just asking the questions.
All of that sort of stuff that people think would be an advantage. Then we have a marketing at scalextric.com email address, and just fire that across to us and say, look, this is something I really think would benefit, and we can look into it and see what we can do. Little things like that is quite an easy thing. Changing the whole metal construction of our rails for different material, that's probably a bit more involved, but we can definitely look at some other bits and pieces.
So now you've got, this is out in the open. I mean, it must be so much of a weight off your shoulders not having to keep this under the can.
I mean, I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't know the full extent and that it was definitely going to happen until quite close to when it did. I'd heard, I had to do bits and pieces in the background, but it's not like a secret I've been carrying around for 6 months. It's not like a pregnancy for 8 months. So I mean, it's not too bad.
I was there.
It was a bit awkward last week with Martin. Yeah, it was a bit awkward last week with Martin and also Dave over in the States, because we were announcing the news on the Friday. Yeah, and legally, I wasn't allowed to discuss it with them.
Say anything.
Before. So, yeah, it was
awkward. Be nice. Nah, just Marty's sound, but with Dave, if you offered him just a quick chat online just to get a fresh story out following that story, because I'm sure he'd love that. But what's the future? What's the future? I mean, it's a week old, literally today, a week old. The news.
I think it's too early for me to go on here and discuss anything about what's different in the future. I think the main thing for your guys to take away, and for everyone to take away, is that integral to these plans will be Scalextric as it is at the moment to stay in its basic form as it is. Ring fenced, this is what this is. And I believe the plan will be to do other things around that. But if you like buying really nice looking cars that run on the same track system we have now, and the same digital system we have now, then none of that is changing. And we're still going to be producing cars, still producing sets, still be selling on our website and on traders' websites, still available on Amazon, usual places, and across the world, all different, your favorite local retailer. Then none of that is changing. So just look at it as a longer term changes and implementations.
So business as usual.
Business as usual. Thank you to everyone, by the way, that messaged me and said, I hope you're still okay in this. So that was really kind of all the people that did that. Obviously, I've taken notes of the people who didn't do that. But we will, we will look at.
I WhatsApped you.
Yeah,
I know,
exactly.
I did. I emailed you and Holly.
I'm
off the hook.
Of course you did. No,
I asked for a proper press release after Sockgate.
It's a really positive thing and time for us, and it's exciting, and people should just be excited. And the cars they want this year are still coming, and there'll be some amazing stuff next year for another great range.
Sound well done. So, all right, let's wrap it up, mate, because I appreciate you're busy with this. Must be like exciting churn of new exciting work. So I just thank you very much for coming on and giving us your precious time and letting us know, probably exclusively actually, what's happened, how you're feeling about it. The team okay? Earlier,
yeah, team's all good. Everything is fine. It's just fine. Like everything's good.
I'll watch that Marcus bloke.
Yeah, Marcus is good as always as well. Yeah. So if anybody does want to reach out to us and do something similar to this on their channel, whatever, then as long as I've got time, and we're pretty busy, but we can always look into it. Yeah. Always happy to set records straight for people.
Yeah, no worries. That's it. Getting up for Marty's show at 1 a.m. Like, you can make it. Anyway, look, I go round Kent. It's part of my area in work. So what I'll do is, if I'm flying down that way, I'll give you a heads up and see if you're around for a quick brew.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a great time. We're looking forward to supporting you more. I'm really excited personally. There's been a little bit of sort of 50-50, but then some people are never happy. But I am, and I think you've done well, mate. So congratulations and all the best with it.
Cheers.
All right, see you soon, mate. Take care. Oh yeah, track fans gets the scoop. Right, back to myself in the studio. And here I am. How good was that? Cheers, Si. What a legend. What a legend. So we've heard it there from the horse's mouth. No offense, not calling you a horse, honestly, Si. But I heard it there from the horse's mouth. It will be business as usual moving forwards for Scalextric. But I personally think that this is a shrewd move. They're now owned by someone who loves Scalextric rather than somebody who loves the bottom line of a spreadsheet and is more interested in how that turns into pounds and shillings. So good effort, guys. Really gonna support you. Got a mixed bag of comments, if we're going to be honest about things. So some people are a little bit apprehensive about. So I'm just doing some back house admin here on the computer. So a little bit of a mixed bag, as you can see here. Thank you very much, Daz. Appreciate that, mate. We've got some feedback, so let's just pop some of them out for those of you who are listening but not watching, so you can get an idea. So we want to see pictures of Mark Brown's layout. Yeah, I'll second that motion. Maybe we'll get a little petition going on and then present it over to them. Interesting. Yeah, talking about the Transit and the van release that's going to be coming out this year by Scalextric. This is something that, not many people think about. Slot R has got to modify his track ready for the Transit and trailer, which he's not done before. And that rings true for Slot R. Forgive me, Dave, for using you as an example, because you are Carrera. Now, when you're in a Scalextric and you get these trucks, the Castrol truck or the Golf truck or the exclusive Pink Pig livery truck, then you go round and boing, as soon as you hit the bridge, bang, you've got a problem. You need to elevate the bridges. So I get what you're saying here. You're going to have to modify it. Track clips would be a good idea, yeah. I mean, Carrera does it, Polycar does it. I'm not sure if does Scale Auto have track clips? Someone hit me up in the comments or the chat. Paul's glad he switched to Carrera now because it's going to be long-term for any changes in his perception. Software update for the Pro would be a great idea. Yeah, absolutely. There are other softwares available next to Arc Pro. You've got, was it the Magic app? I think it was Magic app. And you've, of course, got the one that is coming through with stride, which is Smart Race. I'm well entrenched into that now. It's a fabulous piece of software. Now that I fully understand how it works, fully understand how to set up the next race quickly, efficiently with the different car, the different driver, the different tweaks to the power levels. It's just fluid now and it's really good. So software update would be a good idea. Stewart's with Slot Car 2021 on the he's glad he switched to Carrera. We're waiting for a group buy price from Steve Collins for slot speed chips. Interesting. Slot speed chips. Do they work with the Scalextric then? Is that an alternative chip that I don't know about? Track clips are a must. Polarity switches, brake adjustment, and third-party controller support are really essential. So this, if you're just tuning in, is feedback and commentary based on the amazing interview we've just had, a chat with Simon, head of brand over at Scalextric there, following the recent sale, a week and a couple of days into the aftermath of that. Tried to design a nice flowing Carrera layout, but the space isn't big enough. Yeah, it is a beast, you know. It looks good for the future, says Andy Ruben. Bring on the transits. Yes, Des. Bring them on, I say. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that you can't chop and change your tracks. And to be fair, Daz, Polycar would put you in the same position as a Carrera. Is it when you got the borders on the track? It's a similar sort of width. Have you thought about maybe doing a Carrera track, but without the edge detail, without the borders, maybe just as a slim line? Keep up the great work, Simon. Thank you, Mark. He'll be getting that feedback from Marcus, who, you know, has drawn the short straw weekly and has to watch this dribble. Hi, Marcus. Love you, mate. Track noise is another Carrera fault, being hard plastic. Oh, is that the... There you go. Looking positive for the future. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate that. I'm glad it's been bought by an enthusiast. That is the key. That is the absolute key. Oida is in the house. El Duderino, says Fox and Walls. Nice. Software update like automatic lane switching. Yeah, okay, yeah. And maybe if you're doing ghost cars, some of those anti-collision chips that I saw Stan Davis using, who opened the show last week. Thank you, Stan, if you watch this. Really appreciate that, my friend. Hey, Daffy's in the house. We're going to see you in a minute. He didn't come through with his weekly picks, so I've picked him. I hope I haven't forgotten if I've shown him again. Pink Pig Truck is a one-off, Daz. A one-off, I say. Right then, slot speed is an alternative to the hard-to-get Carson chips for the Carrera system plug-and-play scaly cars. Right, I see you. Okay, that's interesting then. So someone's developing OEM chips. I like the sound of that because, you know, if you've got choice, then you can make your own choices, can't you? Oh, awesome. Okay, so if we move on with the show, what we got the Slot Car Magazine, of course, .co.uk, finest rag in the universe, let alone the slot car hobby. Now, the reason I'm saying that, and then last week I elaborated, because I used to say no internet, no problem. You've still got some stuff to do. But then some bright spark said, well, yeah, Pete, if the internet goes down, but there's still power, I can race track. All right, smart Alec. See, avoided the pot of poundness again. Looking a bit disheveled. I only jest because it's children's charity. I'll put one in later for my flippancy. But I'm going to revise the statement. If there's a power cut and you haven't got a generator or any car batteries, hook yourself up and have a stash of these. You don't necessarily need to read them all at once. You have a stash ready for the apocalypse. Right next to the stack of water, baked beans, hexi blocks. They're like fuel burners, for those who don't know what that is. Yanto's just fallen off his perch. He's like, hexi blocks, remember them? Remember hexi blocks from when we were in the military? He's broke out in hives, everyone. But anyway, that is the slotcarmagazine.co.uk. Mark and Rick, the finest two jocks in the hobby, bringing it every hour frequent. I think is it quarterly or is it bi-monthly? I can't remember. But anyway, it's frequent enough that you just finish it and the next one comes. It's great. So yesterday we had an amazing time out at the Magfans Magnetic Racing and Think Scalextric Open Day down in the well, I'll just say it was near the Mediterranean. To be fair, it took just over 2 hours to get there. I was like, what? When I get a price, I'll let Pete know for the group. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate that. I asked for a price starting with 12 units. Woof. And you're not into capitalism at all, right? I'm joking. But anyway, back on point. That's a little me and Dave banter there. So we had a great day. You can see in the top right-hand corner, just by my logo there, you can see a load of people went. I tell you what, right? They were blown away by the attendance. They were so taken back because I think they had probably about 50 people all in all throughout the afternoon coming and going. I mean, I got there about 1:15 and it opened at 12. No, I wasn't late. I planned to get there just after it opened anyway. And then there was a slight situation with a speed camera van on the way down. I'm on the fence as to whether I got away with that one, but we shall see. And 12 chips just for the Warsteiners, says Rob to Dave Slottar. So, yeah, we had a great day. There was a ton of people there, all walks of life. There were kids, there were grandpas, there were cronies like Timmy, Silent Tim. And then there was, of course, reprobates, Steve, SPB, and myself. Yeah, they got to let the social side in, haven't they? Just to, offset it and all that modern world. So, we had a great time. They had all of their tracks out for everyone to see. You could see how they work, where they work, their stock, their stuff. It was great to get an inside view. Now, if you didn't manage to get down there, not to worry, because I took a load of VT, especially for you guys over outside of the island here. So you can have a snoop around their building as well. Now, I've got a couple of projects on. I've got a week off, so these are going to come through. So this week, the video is going to be the Milton Keynes swap meet. So you can have a little snoop around what went on there. Then probably got a little unboxing to do. Then we'll do the Magfans one or switch them around. I don't know. We'll see. But there is a video coming forward. I got some great VT. So you're going to have a real good understanding of what happens in the Think Scalextric magnetic racing premises. And it is exactly what you think it is. Utter carnage and fun at the highest order. Just great guys. Real standing in the slot car community, these guys. And it was just nice, right? They were talking about, in that sort of short clip that I gave you earlier of Dave Kennedy and Marty Ford talking about having best friends in the hobby that, we still haven't met. It's so true. They then later went on to talk about Ian and Doug. So I lost my train of thought there. They went on to talk about magnetic racing, Ian and Doug, and how they electrify the racing events in the last couple of years. So when you have the big races, either Slot It, Nationals, Electric Dreams, or the NSR Eastern at... oh, come on. I can't remember if it's Sillage Racing or Clover Road. I can't remember. Someone hit me up where they do the Eastern. But anyway, Marty was saying that, and it was really endearing part of the chat. He said that he got a message from a mother after the event saying to him that her son was in the race and she was able to watch and follow the slot car race. And she'd never been able to do that before. And she was so grateful to Marty, Ian and Doug, the other providers of that live stream. There was a team of them that brought you 11 hours of coverage, multi-camera, multi-commentary, multi-race. And it was just a brilliant piece of footage. And because of the efforts of these guys, and the efforts of Magnetic Racing and the efforts of manufacturers like NSR for that, or Slot It for that, or Revo Slot, or Scalextric, whoever it is, helping to put these gigs on, we wouldn't see it. We wouldn't know. This is how we grow our hobby and become more topical in a digital era. So fair play to you guys. Marty, take my hat off to you, and definitely to Mag fans, because without Ian saying, yeah, I'll come and help, and going and doing it, it wouldn't be broadcast, or it wouldn't have that tenacity that he brings, or Ian and Doug bring when they're together to these events. Their event was just like that. It was absolutely awesome. You really need notes for the show. Man alive, guys. I tell you what, right? This show goes together, in honesty, on a Saturday afternoon, in between shopping, in between this and that and the other. So if I was more organized and I did a little bit each day towards the end result, I could do it. But nah, auto cues are for pedestrians who are professional. The day I get an auto cue for this show is the day that we've sold out. Anyway, if you're at a loose end and you're hearing about these events and you're getting itchy feet and you live in the south of the country, well, if you live anywhere really, today from 10:30, you've got the fabulous Weevil slot cars putting on a swap meet with other traders at their premises. It's just across from Burgess Hill, which is about 10 miles north of Brighton on the south coast. They're opening the doors 10:30 till 3. I mean, you're going to bag a bargain, a deal, a steal of the sale of the century. And yeah, I did drop a word out of that one, if anyone knows that saying. With these guys, this is going to be awesome. So I really appreciate Weevils. They've come from nowhere. They are a real grassroots kind of operation. And I see them becoming like, where they're prominent now. I see them coming the next Roger Barker scale models sort of scale, Pendle sort of scale, but they're doing it right. He's doing everything right. He's finding the bargains. He's relaying the bargains. Yeah, he's tough on his price if he knows the car is worth what it's worth. But if you're buying a couple of 3 cars, guess what? He's open for business. So exactly, Fox and Wall. See, now they know the Bobby Moore, the score. Notes definitely wouldn't do it. It's the only racing worth watching. You need people to break it up. Watching cars from an overhead shot with no commentary is sleep inducing. I absolutely get that, because most of us who do slot cars are on the spectrum somewhere. I've got some initials by our name. That we know, that's why we like it, because if you take, for instance, the recent release from Scalextric, this beautiful Porsche 963 hypercar, there you go. If you're watching that, it'll be boring. If you've got a couple of guys on following it round and then going absolutely insane and crazy when it crashes on the final lap and there's a 1/10 of a second between this and the race leader, and they are literally splitting their sides out with excitement. He's off the track and he pull it back. You really get into the race, and that's what they bring. So more of the same. If you want to get yourself one of these 963s, then get down to the swap meet today, because I bet you there's a few available down there. That being said, we saw that, and then we saw this wonderful box set here as well. On the recent video that I did. So tune into that if you didn't see that unboxing and track build, because when you do the track build, when you unbox your cars, you look at it and you just think, yeah, I like it, but could it be better? Could I enhance it slightly? I don't know. Oh, here we go. Stuart is in there. No, hang on. Tony, good morning. Yeah, well, you need to get there for the next one, mate, because that is the Don. Right then, so Staff's the wheeler dealer section. He's in the chat now, so feel free to ask him. Ask him about anything, really. Apart from his shoe size, he's a little bit sensitive to that, being the walking golf club. Anyway, this is tasty. I mean, if you're not in, I mean, look at it. It's black, it's moody, it's matte finish. And then you've got these pop-in lime green, super wheels on there. And I think weren't these the exclusive green, and there was another exclusive pink set that you had, was it last year, the year before, at the UK Slot Festival? Absolutely spot on. These are right up my street. Hang on a second. Oh, we got a new airbrush coming into this Slot R camp, so we can see that getting a good cane in late. Oh, yeah, I've got some clear coating to do. Let's check out the next one. Oof. Do we not just like a Corvette when it's at home? And it's yellow and black, and it's ticking my boxes. And it's got these real moody kind of like profiled rims on them. I kind of like these. What are the name of these rims here, Steve? Oh, thank you very much, Daz. Yep, we'll have that. Kudos. Hit me up. We've been going for an hour now. So if you are watching, I'm very sorry that you're having to endure this. But it is your weekly slot car fixer here, Sunday slot car session. Probably the most energetic slot car show on the web, the interweb, that is. If you like what you're seeing, do share a like for us. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, that would be amazing. Do you know what? Like I know I keep referring back to it, but they do hit the nerve. They do cover some good topics on that interview with Dave and Marty and Dave. They said that Marty was going mad, going, oh, you know, about 60% of people watch the show, but they aren't subscribed. I don't get it. He goes, it blows me away. They like the show, but they never subscribe. So you can do that. You can subscribe, but you can disable the notifications so you don't get bombarded. You just choose when you come to the channel and watch it. So if you like that, do subscribe, like, share, all of that, because we are focused on a Corvette right now. It's a score for a score, that's for sure. Well done. Hyper 2 Wheels, says the Wheeler Dealer, live with us now, watching from Stoke. Famous for ceramics, would you believe? Well, it used to be before net zero energy costs pretty much banished it from all existence in the UK. That is an industry that's been killed off by the sustainability revolution. And you know I'm sustainable, so I think that they've done it wrong, personally. But what is right and who's done it right is Steve at Staffs with these Hyper 2 wheels. Nice. Des is already breaking out in hives here. He's reaching for the internet. He's going for it. But talking about going for it, it is time for Track Focus, everyone. The part of the show where we have a 20-minute lead in before we actually see a track. No, it's not. It's not. Right. So, shot of the week, since he's here with us now, goes to Tony Tibbs. Yes, Tony. I'm a sucker for night shots, as you know, anyway. But when you got what looks like a scratch build, oh my God. I mean, look at it. It just sort of like illuminates for the lighting that you can see reflecting onto the sort of side from the right into the track. You just sort of get the features of the car illuminated whilst other parts are shaded. But then you've got it in the backdrop of all of the scenery. And I've shared Tony's track a few times on Shot of the Week for different sort of areas and reasons. And Tony not only being an amazing scratch builder and good all-round Kiwi egg. See, I got the geographics right this time, Kiwi. It is, I don't know. It just resonates with me. I just think I get it. I just get it. And when I can afford him, he can come and do some work for me on my track. But no, well done, Tony. Get in there. Now, a little bit, what do you call it? Not off subject. No, new segment or interesting segment I'd like to share because he has no idea I'm going to relay his question from social media. But Max Freeman, great guy. He has posed the question. He's building a Daytona style oval that you can see on the left there. Now, he doesn't know whether it's right or wrong or what your suggestions. So let me know in the chat if you're with us now, the live chat, or hit me up in the comments if you're watching this back later. Good morning, Mark, Slot Journal. He's probably tucking into his pancakes and coffee right now. Good morning to you, mate. Is it okay to use a different style of scenery in a type of track. So this is the Daytona oval style. Can you use Le Mans pit buildings on the Daytona track? What are your thoughts whilst we're looking and working through Track Focus? What are your thoughts on that? It's sort of like building Silverstone style track and then putting Reims scenery within that, as opposed to a Silverstone scenery, or putting Le Mans scenery in a Goodwood track. What do you reckon? Ah, that's right, Kiwi. Those 3AD cars are amazing. Yeah, Shotgun Dave, legend. Okay, that car you gave Shotgun Dave is totally off the next level. ×5. Fox and Walls showing some appreciation for the Tibster. It's your layout. Do what you want. That's it. The authority of Daz has spoken. It's your track, your way, says Des. Your track, your ideas. So anything goes if you like it. Amazing. Yeah, agreed. Your own, take it on. A bit of variety is good. Represent circuits of the world. That's not a bad shout, is it? In in the sort of climate that we're being brought up in, or we're getting rammed down our faces at the moment. So, you have lots of different nationalities. So why not have different nationality track scenery within the track that you're building? So, I can make a complete blancmange of it. I love it. So what are we saying here, Stuart? It's what you like. Put whatever buildings you want. Yes. That is the general consensus of it. If you like it, use it. And then that's the thing, it's not, if you're building and refocusing on tracks and stuff, it gets expensive, right? We're not made of money. It would just be nice just to save a little bit of cash, move the building over there. And, or you could do an SPB and you could totally mix it up and alter the whole look and dynamic of what it should be. You go make a hybrid love child mashup version of this Le Mans pit garage here. I don't know, maybe put a 5G antenna on it and camouflage it up or something. I don't know. I'm just dribbling out loud now. So let's have a little look then. Right. Okay. Mag fans. All right. I'm just going to see. Oh no. This might be tricky. Oh my good Lord. Okay. Just having a tech issue in the background. So I'll explain what's going on in a minute. Absolutely deadly situation. Oh. Okay, it's not going to work out then. Right. There will be no brand adverts today. Sorry to the Magnetic Racing staff slots. 1 in 32 scale, strictly figures. And sorry, guys. To be fair, you don't pay me, so it's really not a problem. I'm joking. I just did something with Dropbox last night, so I've lost the computer folder with it all in, and now it's saying it can't locate the folder, and I can't search for it. It's deadly. So I do. You lot, you're all sacked. Out. See, sorted it out, Des. I told him. Right, anyway, so you all know what magnetic racing does. And actually, let's do a live, Mag fans. So here, we've got the slimline building. Here, we've got a marshal's post. Here's the triangle 3-way gantry board. And I'm not going to move it, but you can see the 8-head light tower. Boom, there's the advert done. See? Talk about piece it together. Okay, so there you go. Anyway, sneaky one. That was the literally inner circle of legends right there. And in the center, in the back, next to me, in between me and Andy, that is Max, the owner and runner of the infamous and world famous Smoke Works restaurant in Cambridge. So go and see him and check him out, because that is the hottest place to eat in the south of England right now. So that Smoke Works restaurant in Cambridge, hottest place to eat. So first track from Bruce Kinney. So I'm going to just add this to the stage for a second. Let me stop the background music so there's no clash. All right, I tell you what, let me just queue up all of the doobies while we're here, and then we can rattle through it. So just talk amongst yourself for a second. I am just going to set it up so we can rattle through it when we start. It's I'm really sorry about this, but technical issues from the outset, really. I know you don't. I know you're finding it hard to believe, of course, that there might be technical issues on the show, but there have been. It's been bad. It's been bad. It'll be worth it, honest. That one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we'll start with Bruce. Here we go. Absolutely awesome, awesome sauce. So this one is actually a little nod to Rob Sale, because Rob Sale's going at AFX. He's going HO, babies. He's going absolutely HO all the way now. He's dismantled his... oh, yeah, Rob. I need R3 corners. Have you got any R3 corners, please? R3 corners, I hope he's still there. Yep, exactly what I thought. That'll be Rob Sale, Stu. Gremlins in the studio. Totally does. We only get... the problem is... No, it's not a problem. The challenge that you get with streaming software, as always with these things, is you get tiers of price. So your free version of software for streaming means that you can stream at a low resolution. You can only have X amount of different views that you can choose, like these things here, where I'll pop around different parts of the screen. And you can't have your logo in the top right corner up there. So you pay more to get these bits. Then if you want to stream in iRes, and then if you want to do this, you have to pay more. So I'm on a sort of intermediate package, which I use my monthly earnings from YouTube to cover the cost of that. So when you watch, when you subscribe, and I earn that money through the things, I don't earn the money. I just reinvest it to make the show look better for you guys. So HO is with Rob. Rob, if you've got any R3 corners, I am all ears, please, my man. So next one is, that was a simple track to start on with. We've got John Erdman. Thank goodness I've said that right. And we will go for John now. John is rocking quite a good track. So we'll pop that on the stage, and we'll work through it now. There we go. Well, I just put these little black bits on at the start and the end to give me a little bit of time before it blasts in. So this is his club, I think. This is showing us where his club is ultimately. And I apologise for the low resolution on this specific part of the video, but I had to zoom in to get an appreciation of the size of that track is immense. So that there is the entry level track, as you can see, and that will go down in a second. We can get back to the start here. So we'll just pause it. That's a big track on the left there, but this here is like a behemoth. That is a bank corner right on the end. No R3s. Oh man, I feel like I've been robbed. I've been robbed by Rob. Love it. Oh yeah, and a quick shout out to Sue as well in the background. I hope you're feeling better, Sue. I know you've been through the mill recently. I do wish you well. We all wish you well, Ledge, and hope you feel better soon. So that's Sue Sale, everyone. She's been through the mill. So check the size of that out. That is some bank corner there on the right, and you can scale it up by looking at the people stood in front of it. I mean, got that big undersection straight. It is straight out of a big track textbook. I mean, it is something else. I love this track. Hit me up. What do you think? This is John Erdman's. Shared this track with him. Awesome track, says Des. What a club, says Daz. Yeah, exactly. I think that I think they've nailed it, to be fair. They've got 3 mega tracks. There was a little one just down this side as well. So I'll just get rid of that. Okay. Right. So who is next in the track? Focus. Okay. So it's quite a quick, short clip, this, but definitely one to include. I can't remember if I've seen this before, but if I did share this before, forgive me, but it is a nice little track, and I think you will agree. So let's check it out. Through the intro. So look at the straights on this. It's quite flat, and then the gradients for the hills. So you see there, right at the top of where that guy is sat down at the back by the wall, you can just see the gradient going up there before it curves around. Hang on, does it go up the hill? Go back here. Yeah, you can see the white car going up the hill. So nice steady gradient going up the hill, whipping round and coming along that straight and banked section. But the whole inlay within the center is just, I like it. There's a nice amount of scenery. It's got some technical section there with the cars going around it. And then, of course, long sweeping straights up against the back wall. It looks like you can get round the back there, so they haven't enclosed it, making it hard to marshal or anything like that. Just a real nice piece of track. Well done, Slot Car Mania. We'll take it, and we'll take it today. Awesome layout. Loved the bank curve. Very nice track, says Stu. Looks fun, says Paul. Awesome layout. Would love a race on that. Exactly. It's a huge track. Interesting running anti-clockwise, says Slotar. Interesting that you actually noticed that. Good spot. Nice track, says Paul. Yeah, to have the space, right? You'd need literally a village hall leisure centre with that layout. Excuse me. Starting to get a bit coarse now as we hit the skids towards the latter end of the show. So Slot Shop, fabulous shop down under, and Fox and Walls talk very dearly of it. And I believe they hold race events. So let's check out what they are. Oh, yeah. All right. Let me pull the video up then. Slot shot. Pause that before I blow your speakers. And we'll check it out. So if anyone's thinking of visiting a slot shop, this is what it looks like. So I've gone for 2 laps of it, but look at the size of these bad boy tracks in here. Well, we'll have a chat on the second lap, of course, but you know, this is good. This is proper good. So you've got, and just back it up a little bit. So you've got this initial track on the right-hand side here where you see the gentleman in the red, white, and blue shirts, respectively, racing. So it looks kind of slim, a little bit of a kick out curve at the far end where you got the blue guy with a white beard marshalling. So let's crack on and have a little bit more of an inspection as we go round here. And you can see just as we go around, just got to pause it at the right so we don't lose it. 2 more mega tracks here. This one that's nearest to us in particular, wow, that's huge. Yeah, absolutely, Des. This has this little uphill section to the curve and then down the hill, and it looks like it loops around and under where you can see the chat on the screen. That has got a crash barrier, transparent perspex crash barrier all around there. And when you see that, that means there's going to be a high impact, high energy, high voltage crash situation there in particular. So I would be very happy to have a race on this. You can tell it's Australia, right? Because we're all running around in puffer jackets, and look at them all. They're in their shorts. It's like proper hot over there. So this is the slot shop. So if you want to go down there, get some slot cars, check out some amazing tracks, then this is definitely the place to do it. I like it. You can see just there on the far right side of the track in the distance, that looks like a problematic corner as well, right? So amazing. Thanks for sharing that little bit of VT slot shop. Most appreciated. We get on to our next track, which is Derby HO Racing Club. Now, not necessarily HO scale. I think it might have started like this back in the day, but it has evolved into 1 in 32 scale, 1 in 24 scale, HO scale, all sorts of everything, because they love what they do down at the Derby HO Racing Club. I should say up at it. Pete, you would be deslotting on the straights. Okay, I've got feelings, but you are right. I'm one to admit where the truth lies. So I like Derby HO because they mix up their track layouts. They don't keep it the same. They have different layouts. So you get variety, which keeps interest. And it's hard to do that when you've got a wood routed track, I agree, because you kind of set in stone. But if you're not, then I think, keep the same track if you're going to do championship through the year, so you can see how different cars perform and improve your car based on the track that you're racing, of course. But if you're not precious about that, and if you're in a club for fun, chop and change the track, man, because then you get all the serious race heads who can't develop memory muscle for the layout. And it's as opportunist for the newer racer as it is the experienced racer to get around that track and have a laugh. So let's check out, and I love this track. This is good. They've put a statement by the post saying Monza is go. So let's see what they're talking about. Check that out. That is awesome, right? So we'll just check it again. Look at that. Check those straights out. I mean, you can do, and they've got the high white crash barrier as well. Wow, says Daz. It says Rob, I beg your pardon. Daz, that is mahoosive, says Stu. Well done, Stu. And Pete, you'd be deslotting on the straights at Slot Shop. Imagine what I'd be doing on these straights. The old Monza, chips in Slotar. Yeah, what a track. Let's keep watching them go round because it never gets old. A nice little kick out at in the sort of middle section that we can see here. Fabulous track, that. Fabulous track indeed. To just see it go around one more time. And then we'll move on to what everyone reveres as the key feature of Track Focus. Oh, I'm not even playing the VT. Come on, Pete. Need a huge space for this, says Slot Car 2021. Exactly. Look at them racing down the straights. They're not holding back. Full trigger on the trigger controller. Full gun. full gun. You'll be flying, Pete. Yeah, straight off the table, innit? Anyway, right, let's get on with it, shall we? Because this, you've got to admit, this has become a very, very revered, sought after, and enjoyed section of Track Focus, right? It is Stromlo, Mount Stromlo 132 hill climb slot car track. Fox and Walls unbelievably know the guy. Talk about amazing. But we are grateful for everything that the guys at Mount Stromlo do. They've revigorated the track. They've done it up. They've reinvented it. They just made it today's news, and I'm proud. So what I've done on this particular Stromlo extract is I've gone back in time. I've gone right to the early starts of Stromlo, and I've picked out one of the first ever Stromlo hill climbs using a Ninko Jag, I believe. And you'll note from watching Stromlo a little bit on and off over the weeks gone that you get to the top and you got the white Mount Stromlo laid into the green mountain. It looks fabulous, right? So you'll notice that this one is so timely that it's not even got the Mount Stromlo on it. So I think we should check it out and then talk about it and then move on. Here we go. Oh, D-Slot. He's just took a leaf out of my playbook, right? So let's have a chat down Stromlo. You can see this was the early stages, the resurrection, as we should call it, heading into Easter. Not that we're slightly religious in the slightest. But you can see here, there's the repairs done just in front of where the car is about to hit the dip. You can see they've got the repair kit on there. And then if we play forward a little bit, up the hill a little bit. Go on, get around there. Ninko Jag. And there. Just where the car is going past, you would have just behind it the buildings, and then just in front of it, Mount Stromlo embed into the mountain. So this is really early days, and an absolute joy to see how far Stromlo's come since it was, reinvigorated. Not resurrected because it never went away. It was just stored, but repurposed. You know, we're reusing, not recycling. It is like the sustainable advocate's dream. And this is the petrol head's dream, seeing a Ninko Jag going around the track. Close-ups, overhead shots, kick-outs, D-slots. It has got it all going on at Mount Stromlo. Thank you very much for all you do over there at Stromlo. Haven't told him about his track fans. No, you should, because I'd love to have a chat with him, Fox and Walls, if you could maybe put him in touch. Maybe we could get, like we did with Simon Owen today, a little 15 minute mini chat and pop it in. Is that a wombat warning sign? I don't know what that means. Okay, so obviously we haven't got the videos mentioned earlier, but we do have the ability of the spoken word. So let me share the news, read all about it, watch all about it. We've got Racing Room Extras, theracingroomextras.com. So they are doing scenery as well. Awesome stuff, that is. Actually, I've got one here.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, you should always, when broadcasting, have a quick action, quick emergency facility. So now I've got 2 of those, which you can get there from the Racing Room Extras. That's Tom and his crew. If you want a closer look around this stand, do tune into the MK Swap Meet video coming out very soon, where we have a close-up and personal going shelf to shelf and checking it out. Talking about what else we could check out is 1 in 32 scale strictly figures, the definite model supplier, figure supplier through the global hobby of slot cars. There are other slot car providers available, of course, but we, you know, Tara sends us regular features, regular updates and information. So we share that. If you are another figure provider and you want to be featured, get in touch, talk to me. I'm happy to share the wealth. These guys want the hobby to grow. They're not protective over sharing a stage, as long as we can get out there, get more people enticed, you know, because it's preference. People buy from people and they have different ranges, different lines, different routes to market, different outlooks. So, you know, there's a lot of scope for a lot of people to come on board and do some stuff. So there you go. That kind of brings us around to the presentation side of the show. Yes. Well, good was that. You know, that chat with Simon Owen. Now, if you are, if you want to tell people about the interview, but they haven't got the time to tune into the show, I'm going to release the video, the interview, as a standalone 15-minute video shortly after the show finishes. So you can just dive in there, watch that and move on if you've not got the time, patience or energy levels to put up with my dribble for an hour and a half, 2 hours every Sunday. What to do then? So what's everyone up to as we start to wind down now for the show finale? What are you up to for the rest of the day? Do you have some slot action going on, or have you been commandeered by your respective war offices to do war office stuff like you know, running around, gardening, shopping, boring, seeing relatives, boring, going out for dinners, boring, nothing like slot car action, right? So let me know what you're doing. What am I up to today? We've got a plethora of things to do. Boring stuff, unfortunately. Got to go walk the dog, got to go shopping, and then my day is mine. Going to cook up a roast dinner, get that in the slow cooker, 8 hours, boosh. We're going to have chicken extraordinaire. And then I'm going to do some slot car action. Got plenty to do. So it's all going to move into the house while the war office is away. Going to have a 4-table mega track in the kitchen diner. And see how it goes. Awesome. Right, let's see what you're up to then. We're working on going down there with a few of our cars and running on it. Yes, track time. That will be a fun day. Yeah, absolutely. I want to see that video. Yeah, it's coming shortly, mate. So tune in. I think I've got it scheduled for 10 or 10:30. Getting ready for holiday. Where are you off to, Des? Are you going to Margate by chance? Wouldn't have an idea why you go to Margate to holiday. Nothing to do with it being like the place where Scalextric is based. Great show. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. Have a good weekend. He's going to be busy up in the attic on his new HO layout. Painting for Spalding and UKSF. If time left, prepping for the DIY of a kitchen refurb. Testing the new tyres I made for my M1 Pro car. Ooh, nice. Mainly felting the track. Sorry, that was Slot R, testing new tyres. Mainly felting the track and having a few races. Good effort, Stuart. Thank you, Des. Continuing my mag racing Goodwood pits build, says Yanto. I can't believe you can see in a straight line after having a day and a night out with the sneaky beakies yesterday, mate. I mean, I can't even believe you're back already. Oh, you've changed. What track are you running? Let's have a look. Anders, what did Anders say? I missed Anders' comment here. Unless he's changed his... Oh, pulling orders as we speak, says Slots. So he is stacking up his peas in the garage. And thank you very much, Rob. Yep. And I had an Anders comment here that I've not seen. Anders. Can't find it. Not bothered. Right then. Let's wrap it up as we go along. Firstly, before I go, I just want to say one last time to Katie and the family down under. We miss him dearly too. There's not really much else we can say that hasn't already been said. But yeah, Pat, I can't believe it's been a year, man. Wow, a year. But anyway, I am going to say rest up, brother. Keep it real. Keep it in the slot up there. Save me a controller. Hopefully I won't be there too soon, but I will be with you in time. So on that note, what a great show. I'll bid you all day and I will speak to you soon, track fans in the week. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. And we'll see you all soon. Track